Well, we welcome in Harlem Globetrotter now, Julian Zeus McClurkin. We thank you for joining us today. Talk a little bit about the history of the Globetrotters and what this means for your organization to be back here in the East. So let's talk a little bit about it. You're coming to Giant Center here in Hershey, Pennsylvania. You said for the first time in a while that you get to experience it. What is it that you're looking forward to here when you get to go to Hershey and Giant Center?
Well, this year's a huge year for us, Caleb. So this is 100 seasons. The Globetrotters have been a big part of basketball and just to the world, right? Like, we've been all over the world, been to 122 countries and provinces around the world, spreading joy, putting smiles on people's faces. And we're one of those timeless brands like Hershey,
right.
If you think about it, like, that goes all over the world, and everybody, when you hear the name, it takes them back to the time when they went to a game with their parents or their grandparents. And I think that's what's super special about this team, and that's what's kept us going for the last 100 years.
Yeah, you talk about it there. 100 years for any organization, for any sport, any business, any company, 100 years of something is spectacular and remarkable. What has it been like for you to experience the Globetrotter culture and the experiences that come along with it?
It's an honor, man. Like, we're standing on the shoulders of giants, like Meadowlark Lemon, Curly Neal, Marcus Haynes. These are the names of people that I hear just walking around Hershey, right? If I got on my red, white, and blue jersey, somebody's telling me a story about when they went to a game with their parents and grandparents. And I think that's what's super special, is that even though people might not know individually who I am, when they see the brand, it brings a smile to their face. And I think that's what's super special about this team.
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit more about the Globetrotters here in a second, but I want to talk about your path to the Globetrotters. A lot of basketball in your history and in your life. Tell me a little bit about 7th and 8th grade in high school for you, because I know it was a little bit of a triumph and a little bit of a challenge.
Yep.
How did you persevere through that and ultimately end up at North Carolina A&T?
Yeah, so we're bringing up the past. That's what
Yeah.
So I didn't make my first basketball team until the 11th grade. So I got cut from 6th grade all the way to 10th grade, and then the summer of 10th grade, a miracle happened. I grew 5 inches over the summer. So I was finally tall enough to play, but a lot of my coaches and my teammates, they all said the same thing to me, and they were like, "You're just too nice." You know, I had a coach literally say this to me, Caleb. He said, "All you do is smile and dunk. That's all you ever do." And that's exactly what I get paid to do today. So it worked out for me. I tell kids, if you're a nice person, stay a nice person. Don't let people try to bring that mean streak out of you or say you got to have that killer instinct. Like, just be who you are. There's a place in the world for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you talk about the high school experience. What was it like in 11th grade when you went back and grew 5 inches? I mean, they couldn't turn you away then, right?
No, they couldn't. They couldn't. I was like, surprised, I'm here. But the issue was, you have these guys who had already been on the team for years prior to me, right? So I had to do something to kind of separate myself from everybody else. And this is a piece of advice that I give kids all the time. If you want to play those minutes, you got to earn them. The number one way to earn those minutes is to be coachable, right? Be the type of player that coaches can depend on with their plan and their philosophy, and that carries you over into life too, right? Like, be coachable on your job, at school, like, listen to your parents, your teachers. People just want to be heard. If you listen to somebody, you know, they'll give you whatever you need.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you talk about the college experience as well, North Carolina A&T, but also I think I read that your coach got fired at one point, and then, you know, it kind of left you in the whirlwind, but then you walked on at a program. I mean, you kept going. What was college like for you in that entire experience to continue playing basketball?
It was a grind. It was a grind. So I went to a D2 college at first. When I got to the school, the coach that brought me in there, he didn't have a scholarship for me. He said, "I got a spot for you on this JV team." I didn't even know colleges had JV teams, right? So I made that JV team, but that was where I learned how to play basketball. I mean, I'm averaging 30 points a game, 15 rebounds, 10 assists every game on a JV team, and I really learned how to play the game the right way during that time. And then he got fired, so I walked on to a college. I said, if I'm going to sit the bench somewhere, I want to sit the bench somewhere I'm actually wanting to be.
Right. I
took a chance, walked on a D1 school. I ended up earning a starting spot with no scholarship. So guys who had scholarships were sitting the bench for me as a walk-on, which it was a huge honor.
Right.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about the perseverance and some of the advice that you also give to younger athletes. Reflecting on all of those experiences, what is it that when you get in a room with these younger athletes or these athletes that are still continuing their career, what do you kind of advise them in terms of the grind and the perseverance?
Yeah, like you want to play basketball at the next level, and that's everybody's dream to be a professional athlete. That was mine. I just wanted to, I didn't care what the sport was, I didn't care what the team was. I just wanted to be a professional athlete. You have to carry yourself as a professional if that's what you want to do. And that's what I try to teach kids. Like everyone who goes to the NBA, like, or to other professional leagues, like they're looking at these high major guys who score all these points. And those are the ones that are top draft picks. But what about the other people in the draft, right? You need role players. You need people who just carry themselves as professionals and they're able to be the glue guys. Those are the ones that really have the longevity in the leagues.
Right. Professional is also including the Harlem Globetrotters, of course. Walk me through what that experience was like. How did you first hear of the Globetrotters, and how did the first opportunity come for you?
So right out of college, I played one season overseas in South America. I played in Paraguay, South America, and that was an amazing experience. But they sent me home. After 3 wins and averaging 30 points a game again, they sent me home. And I'm like, man, so I can do everything right and still get sent home? I was really bummed out, man. I had another guy who reached out to me, though, and he was like, hey, man, I got this team called the Washington Generals that I think you would be perfect for. I was like, why do you think I'd be perfect for the Generals? He said, because your defense sucks. I said, all right, let's do it. So I play 1 year, Caleb, with the Washington Generals. I get to travel the world and play basketball. And now I'm around everybody speaking English. Like, this is great for me, right? And that was my introduction to the Globetrotters. And I fell in love with them that year. Eventually, they got tired of me dunking on them, and they signed me over to a contract.
Is that how it works? Is that kind of the path that most of these Globetrotter athletes take, to go to the Generals and then go to the Globetrotters?
Not always, not always. It's actually pretty rare to happen. The Globetrotters have their own scouts that go out and check people out while they're playing overseas, in college. Then we have a tryout once a year. Like, I got invited to that tryout based on what they saw throughout the entire year. So nothing is guaranteed to a general. Like, they're not all going to get that shot, but I was one of the rare ones that did.
That's awesome. What do you remember about first getting that call that the Globetrotters wanted you? What was that experience and moment like?
It was the FaceTime call with my parents that was the biggest moment. Like, if you could have saw the smile on my mom's face, we were doing photo day. The first day they actually showed me my jersey and everything. I put my jersey on, and I go to the bathroom. I take a video with my mom in the bathroom, like, Mom, we did it, we did it. Her face, my dad's elation, and now, you know, I'm super competitive with my sister, who's a professor at Texas A&M, but now I'm the first one that gets introduced at Thanksgiving instead of her.
That's awesome, man. And the 16 years that have now come along with it, we were just talking a little bit beforehand, all the trips, the East Coast, the West Coast, international, you've been to so many countries. Mm-hmm. What has this team and this program provided you in your lifetime?
An opportunity to go to places that I probably never would have visited on my own, and see and immerse myself in cultures that, you know, people could only dream of doing. Like, I went to Mozambique, Africa. Like, I went to Uzbekistan, right? I've been to Ethiopia, Israel. The places that I've gone because of this little round basketball, if you would have told, you know, the kid who kept getting cut all those years that this ball was going to take him around the world, he'd have thought she was crazy.
What would you say has been the best part for you, the most memorable part for you in these 16 years?
It would have to be the fact that, like, just people never forget the way that you make them feel. And the Globetrotters have been spreading joy and smiles for the last 100 years. And while it's a huge honor, it's also a huge responsibility that I have as well. And while this torch is in my hand, I just want to continue to pass it on to the next generation, and I don't want to fumble it. So the best experience has just been keeping the torch lit and keeping it going.
The Sphere, like you mentioned, has given you so many avenues and so many cool things to experience. But you also hold some world records, I know, with that ball. So talk a little bit about that. Guinness World Records, what do you own, and what are some of those records?
So I'm a 6-time Guinness World Record holder. I'll give you my favorite ones.
Okay.
My favorite 2 are these. I have the most slam dunks in 1 minute. I made 16 dunks in 1 minute.
Wow.
And that was with having to run behind the free throw line in between every attempt. So I was dog tired. And I have the world record for the most blindfolded slam dunks in 1 minute. I made 8 blindfolded dunks in 1 minute.
Wow.
Now, the Globetrotters as a team, we hold over 25 world records with Guinness. So it's kind of like a challenge. Every year we want to see who can break something else.
What I'm always curious to hear about in these world records, how do you even begin to learn these tricks? I mean, how do you, some of them, people watch in awe and amazement, and that's why they come to see the Globetrotters. Yeah. But how do you guys start to come up with these ideas or even practice them?
You got to think about it, man. The Globetrotters are innovators of the game of basketball. Like, we invented the slam dunk, the alley-oop, the three-point line, the three-man weave, and the four-point lines. Our practices are full of innovation. That's all we're doing. We're trying new things. We're shooting trick shots from the stands at the Giant Center, shooting hook shots at half court. Like, we're trying new stuff and immersing ourselves in culture to try to continue to be trendsetters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When you get to do this with your colleagues, with your former Globetrotters, how much fun is it to practice and learn and innovate, like you just said there, with those former or current Globetrotters?
Practice? You talking about practice? No, man, like it's fun. Like, our practices are not like you would see a normal practice. Right. We're not doing set plays and stuff. Like, we're trying new dunks. And look, like all the cool stuff you see in the NBA, like the NBA dunk contest, that's just a practice for us. That's what we see on a daily basis. So it's just enjoying ourselves, enjoying the people that you're around. And the Globetrotters, aside from being good basketball players, every single one of them are good people, because what we do impacts not just people on the court, but off the court. Later on today, like right after this, I'm going to a school, right? I'm going to meet some kids at an after-school program. Then we go next week, I'm going to some children's hospitals. So I get to hang out with superheroes every single day.
Yeah. You talked about coming back to Hershey, I think the first time in 6 years for you. Mm-hmm. What are you most looking forward to about that arena? And maybe what do you remember most about the last time you were in Giant Center in Hershey?
Last time I was in Hershey, the biggest thing I remember is at the hotel. My bed smelled like cocoa.
Oh my God, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, they had some type of infusion oil or something. I was like, I will never forget Hershey for the way it smelled. I smelled like chocolate.
That's awesome, man. Well, I think you can expect a similar experience. Mm-hmm. Last one I'll ask you to tie it all together. You talk about going to see schools and putting on shows for all these families and kids and inspiring innovation in the sport. What is it that you hope fans get out of the Harlem Globetrotters when they pack an arena to see you guys play?
Yeah, I think the world needs the Globetrotters now more than any other time in the world. Like, the Globetrotters have been breaking records and been trendsetters for a long time. And they've had a huge social impact on people. Like, there's been peace in cities that had transportation strikes, but just because the Globetrotters flew in, they paused the strike for that moment so everybody could watch the game. And the Globetrotters have been those ambassadors of goodwill everywhere that we go. I hope and pray that we just continue to do that, and people can have that peace with us. You come inside the Giant Center February 22nd, and right there, just have a good time with your family and friends. You don't need to be a basketball player. You don't need to know anything about basketball. You can be 9 years old. You can be 99 years old. You're going to have a good time. Leave this cold weather outside. Come on inside and have a good time with us.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate you for joining us, Zeus. And I don't think you need luck to be a Harlem Globetrotter. You guys know how to take care of business.
You might need some luck, though.
I might need some luck.
Can you hold your finger in the air?
I can hold my finger in the air.
Let's see if we can do this.
All right.
Oh, you don't need luck. You got it. You got it.
How about it? That's awesome, man. Thank you for joining us, Zeus. We look forward to February 22nd at the Giant Center, the Harlem Globetrotters.